Here we are for the top-up show. Paul Daly's been very kind to join us. G'day, Mark Lamborn. You're actually around, are you? How you going?
Hi there, and apologies to all our members who may be watching. And if you're not a member, you should be a member because you get the first 2 weeks free and you get a lot of content for $22 a week. The last 3 weeks has been a little thin on the ground because I've been in court, but that's all over now. So normal transmission will resume this week as far as Racing Rant's concerned. More importantly, we've got a Winks meeting today at Randwick. The wind is just starting to pick up and it may or may not have an influence on the card today. 6 metre rail, Paul, what are we looking for?
Oh, look, I think probably up to maybe 3 or 4 horses out. You don't want to be much further than that. Preferably a little bit on pace. I don't think the wind's going to materialise into anything, but it can.
Yeah, obviously
It's
the
sweaty.
nor'easter.
Yeah.
Humid.
Humid's the word.
Humid helps off paces. Is my theory.
Off-pipe blouses.
Yeah, it's harder to breathe. So the free goers or the horses that are doing it hard, they're just gasping sooner rather than later.
So if you're at uni doing a veterinary degree at the moment, you might be a chance to become a professional punter one day.
Sure.
Or a
How hard's this going?
or a barrister.
Barrister.
Right.
Perry Mason, it was.
Highway. Race 1, Hardcore, who's the likely leader, James McDonald up, is the major firmer, along with Western and Belfast Bella. Glenn, you were ambiguous about this race on the previous show.
It was one of my better bets. One of my better bets of the day, Western each way. It was $14 and $4.40 yesterday afternoon with a tab all afternoon with the whatever they do when they up the odds. What's that word?
Yeah, the boost.
The boost. And I thought it was a really good bet. Now it's $9.50 and $3, and now it's just a bet.
Okay, Paul, are you playing this race?
Probably not. It's 5 main chances for mine, and I'm not really excited.
What are your 5 main, Paul?
Hardcore, Belfast Bella, My Blue Jeans, Tiara Road, and the Ruffy number 9. So I'm leaving your one out.
Oh, you've left mine out. You've left Harms out.
Oh, look,
You've left Dream Builder out.
Harms,
The only other 3 out.
Yeah, had no run the other day. I know all that, and it's just, to me, I'm double figures.
Wow. Okay. So your 5 hopes aren't even close to my 3 hopes.
It's going to be a betting race.
What a great race it is. Yeah. Like honestly, I could pull shit on your tips, and you could probably pull shit on mine. Hardcore won a shit race leading in front. Guerrero's got Corey steering. Corey can't find the line lately, and I don't know what you're seeing with Belfast. Did nothing the other day, and Tiara Road goes up and down the one spot. But a great race. What a great betting race.
Belfast Bella was 3 wide on the hard fence day at Rose Hill. It's had a freshen up since. It was hard in the market on that occasion.
Got beaten 15 fucking lengths.
Yeah, it was.
That's just your sort of form.
Yeah, but okay, but then when there's a reason it gets beaten, it just looked like it ran out of gas. But I'm
It's got a tongue tie on today. I just wonder if that's
maybe I could do with one. Race 2.
Speaking of tongue ties, looks like Elvis is the big firm in the race, and some serious snipping for the Walla Import Desert Path, getting up to a more suitable trip off the back of an unsuitable Canterbury.
Was it the barrier trial at Canterbury running last in slow ship?
For sure. Really interesting race because we've got Penske flying, but he's going to the 2000, and that will create a betting market.
Yeah, it will.
Because there'll be for and against Penske. Cosmologist did a great job in that race as well, and he's a confirmed stayer, but he's also quickly to the 2000. It's you've got some dour types that you're going to describe as numbers down here, Glenn, that can threaten because of the setup for the main chances.
Yeah, very keen on looks like Elvis, guys. Finishing the tapes this morning, I did have a laugh. Go to racing.com.au, whatever it is, and type in looks like Elvis and listen to the call, and you'll see what a terrific run it was. But the last 250 metres is the best call I've ever heard, because there's the caller, and in the background there's one woman going, Elvis, Elvis, about 7 times, and as it gets beat, she goes, oh, Elvis. Like she was banging Elvis Presley. It's just the best. I picked up this morning on the tapes. I really enjoyed that. Whoever you are out there, young lady or old lady or whoever you are, you're a racing fan. I'm tipping looks like Elvis to beat Penske in a race of 2 chances with me.
Paul, is there an angle for you here in this race?
Low confidence race, but I think on form there's only 2 hopes. I'm going to take the risk with Penske at the 2000. Looks like Elvis, it's been up a while, it's racing very consistently. It reeled off strong sectionals from the 6 home the other day, and at the 2,000 metres last time, I wonder why it took a while to get there, deep in the prep. I think it's under the odds, but look, a small bet the one.
It could be flat the Elvis, couldn't it?
Could be.
Could be.
Well, you're lucky you didn't have me for the preview show yesterday, Glenn, because you'd still be there with me talking about this race. And I'm not going to torture the top-up people because...
Well, what do you like?
What do I like? Well, look, I can make a case for nearly every runner.
Oh, okay. So, good. Let's brush you then.
The first of the 2-year-old races, Accession's a firmer and Microphone's the bigger firmer. Is there an angle here, Paul?
Look, I've missed the price to Microphone. I think it'll get back out again. I think it needs to, really. It was just a product of those early markets. I'm heavily against Accession.
Right.
I think it's probably the lay of the day.
Okay, does that extend to number 1 as well, given that they've got the same form line, or not?
Yeah, look, I think Castavecchio's got that X factor, but it's been very well suited by the sectionals and coming in the best ground. But you look at the horse has done nothing wrong, and it's a clear second pick.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Everybody says nothing wrong. It's just has done nothing wrong. You know, you actually have to state your case.
Well, I'm saying it's been favoured by the bias in 2 runs and by the sectionals, and I couldn't possibly take 3 to 1.
Is there anything in Cosmic Force got a shit run in a race that produced the Silver Slipper winner last week, and Sunpatch speared through up the inside there at Kenzo on debut. $800,000 2-year-old.
Nice run. I got it 25 to 1. Look, I only want to back Microphone.
Look at these 2 young mares over here in the light blue and the light pink, and they're both 8 months after the Duff, and it just reminds me of Winx.
I think the one in the blue
Look at
might
that!
be
I just
10
can't wait
months.
till Winx looks like that. Life's the best, isn't it? Huh? At least you know they bang as well. Good on you, ladies. I can't wait till Winx looks like that. Oh, I'll be all
so
over.
I need a favourite from me, but I need to get a better price.
Oh, I think it's another betting race, Glenn, because you mentioned on the show yesterday that you perceived Microphone to be a pen job.
Changed my mind.
You've changed your mind?
Oh, I finished the tapes on the Saturday morning, and I was surprised how cuddly it was.
Dominant was.
To the winning post and the 100 metres past the winning post. I changed my mind. I've jumped on the Microphone bandwagon, which I'm allowed to do. Can't get all the tapes done before the preview show. It's just too much work.
But that's why we've got the top-up show.
Yeah,
for the top-up thoughts.
I've changed my mind. I'm a Microphone man here to beat Accession. I think Accession will beat one. And I don't think that they're anything down the bottom. Sunpatch, that's just 1,000-metre inside form with a sprint. Like, what's that for?
Well, I don't know. We really don't have a line on the Melbourne form. In fact, we haven't seen much Melbourne form that's offered anything. We get a chance to see yes soon, which will be interesting. But I think this is a deeper race than it looks. You've got the drag on number 2 with number 1. You've got the Melbourne line, which is we're testing it today. So I think there could be something come out of the bottom 3.
Raceful.
Yeah. Kiyomichi, big firmer here. So blue colours. Gord was very bullish about number 1, but I must say my blue colours preference was for number 2 here. Still single a bit of money for, and Super Oasis with the Sunpatch form line.
Well, Super Oasis, we'll find out the story about it the race before. What a good little race this is. I thought there was only 4 winning chances. 1, 2, 5 and 6. They were my winning chances. I don't know what order I'm in. Parade, very important for me. I really want to have a look at Kiyomichi. I must admit I am more into Kiyomichi this morning too. Love the trial.
Yeah, well, it's it's funny. Robbie's free handicap has got Exhilarates, number 1 2-year-old, and of course we saw Kiyomichi and Exhilarates go around in a 5-horse 2-year-old on debut. Paul, does this race interest you, or are you?
Well, a little. I mean, it's a low confidence race, but I think that number 3, Anahid, might be a horse that will appreciate the blinkers and the step up in trip. Up from Melbourne, it's probably the only thing I could back and have something on.
And Snowden's, where are they running at the moment? Because I'm not detecting a turnaround yet.
Me neither.
It's slight. They've still obviously got some issues. Just quickly having a look at the figures, last 30 days and 8 winners from 73, but not going well, obviously. Look, they're not what they can be. We know that. But this horse just raced like it looks like it needs blinkers to me.
Yeah, okay. That's a good suggestion. And Anud, Glenn, of course, you got to love this Tony McAvoy, Anud. They're all the same, aren't they? They're just horses with talent that either don't race the right way, or they're just bobbing around, and you never really can get a handle on them.
Hard to get a handle on all this.
You Make Me Smile and Ever Loyal are the market movers in race 5. Paul, you were I think you had something interesting to say about this race in relation to the tactics that Bi Shin might employ here.
Look, I think that Dreamforce can clearly lead, You Make Me Smile, and certainly can on its pace figures. But and if it does, then we've suddenly got a horse that has had control and enjoyed those conditions to having to chase.
I couldn't imagine that up just to the eye. Are you saying on the numbers it could lead it?
Oh, clearly. If it wants, it's got pace to lead by 2-3 Dreamforce if it wants to.
Talking point of the race, isn't it?
Wow.
I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying
no.
I think
what
it
you're
will.
saying it could.
Yeah, it could, and I've actually got it to leader.
I'd say that if that's the case, Shin would lead then, because Shin does not like to give up.
No, and also he's drawn
that's how
out.
far Dreamforce I've got in front of You Make Me Smile.
Wow, that's bizarro land. I didn't even contemplate it could be there.
Yeah, so look, in that race, I've got You Make Me Smile favourite. I'm about 7-4. I don't want to back Dreamforce at the price, but I think the market's got those two horses as being the
I
two
feel if
light ones.
Dreamforce led You Make Me Smile would be none.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, and I think it's at rock bottom. Look, I've had a very good run with this horse, but today I'm
You
not
took
getting on.
$5.50 the other day. It's now gone from an 88 to a Group 3, and $2.50. I think there'll be layers there. There'll be plenty of layers there.
But there is a roughie in the race.
Yes.
I think Frolic with the blinkers on could improve. Not hopeless. I know it's had a lot of chances, but Michael Friedman's back in the camp now, and things just seem to be a little bit better, I think.
And there are whales in the bay, of course. Evil Oil is.
Yeah, those two, the New Zealander and the import, they had a lot of interest. The only thing I can back here at a really big price would be Frolic.
Wow. Okay, we don't really need to say much about Winks. It's poor old Pat Webster against the Wallow Juggernaut. That's pretty much what has happened to our racing. The Group 1, the other Group 1, which is the 3-year-old fillies Group 1, became a Group 1 last year, and Pahudakawa is off the map, and a good move for Zalate as well, Glenn.
Has there been a move for it?
Well, they put up 25, so I know there was a lot of interest at the Betfair function on Thursday night about the fact that Zalate was 25s, and it's now half that price.
All right, I obviously want to have a look at the parade ring, and it's the horse I'm most interested in, and I think Fiesta's obvious from, it's told us how much ability. I'm worried about the Nikita Jane race. They all seem to be.
Well, Podakar was such a big run with B Dribble on board.
It was a very nice race. Very nice race.
Nikita Jane's race?
Yeah, really good.
So what? They're all tied to each other. They're all going that good.
I just think that Nikita Jane and that Pahudakawa, or whatever it's called,
Pahudakawa.
and Miss Fabulous, they were all good runs under the circumstances. Miss Fabulous been stuck on the inside in the absolute worst going.
Yeah.
Everyone saw.
Just dragged back to last year from 16, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're pretty close to that.
And Fiesta, how will he likely ride it, given it's 11 up to 14?
It'll go back. It'll go back, and I think that's the poor value in the race. And for me, if I have to bet, it's Nikita Jane. I'd like to probably tie up a book, but I can't on number 12 at that price. I think Zalette is definitely over the odds.
Oh, okay. At $13, it's over the odds.
Yeah, look, I think that's a reasonable sort of price to take.
Well, look, I started the race not wanting to find Fiesta at all, but because of its different form line, and I don't usually tip 11 to 14, but she's the super honest one of all this group.
And if you are a big
she's the one that puts in every time.
If you're keen on Fiesta, you've got to throw something on Missy.
Yeah.
She ran third. She had the run since. She had the kill. Learned how to win.
Yeah.
That helps her get to the 14.
Oh, look, it's
I think she goes forward in a slowly run race.
It is a terrific race.
Missy?
Yeah.
I think it goes back.
You think Missy goes back?
I did originally entertain the idea of her going forward, but then it just looks too sticky for us, I think. So I think more logically here is that it's actually a bit of a messy map, this race.
I love doing the top-up show. I get more grey by the minute.
The Penultimate, Glenn, and Noir with the slow lane last start is a firmer. Bella Martini has had interest, and Manicure with Karen back. Karen on for Robbie Dolan is the best firmer in the race.
Guys, can you help me?
Manicure top pick, but in a tough race with lots of chances. Eckstein, Chance, Siren's Fury, I think can race okay. As a roughie, Mandy Line, not totally without some sort of fluker's hope. And then there's a whole bunch of others. Look, a very open, hard race.
All right, Dixie Blossom fresh here, avoiding the lead up. Randwick is its course. It's got Jay Macware. What are you thinking, Glenn?
What horse did you say?
Dixie Blossoms.
Oh, I just can't get over the twin being 50 to 1 last week on Betfair.
Daisy Doom.
Daisy Doom. So I've sort of had to brush Dixie. I'm looking more to the bottom one that finished the race off strong there, and my betting off
Dyslexic. Presuming at 14, like it's coming off 13, 12, 13, 13, then first up at 14. I suppose there's a bit of intent there. Gee, I think this is an open race, and I think that Manicure has shown its hand a bit. I'm not sure if that's the right form line, that Group 3 into the Group 2.
Has Manicure fit in that category of Mr. Chance?
Yeah. Oh look, I didn't want to even suggest your girlfriend X team because she PR'd the other day, but she has won 2 of the last 5.
I'm particularly icky about X-Time today.
Well, she's tied to Noir, you see, and I want to say that Noir, who has got everyone can see it's got a grouse-looking second-up record. Noir obviously fits right into this race today, so leaves X-Teen in there. And the one I want to mention out of that 1200 metre mares lead up is Siren's Fury, and Hippo was just hard fence there.
It was a nice run.
You've already mentioned it. Siren's Fury's in this race.
Great race. Look, a great card out here at Randwick today, despite Winx Racing. And
we haven't finished yet. We've got one race to do.
I'm already there.
oh shit, have we?
Yeah, there's 9.
Sorry,
There's actually
guys.
only 8 because there's Winx race.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Barriers,
about.
right?
And that's exactly what I was thinking.
Maximus. So this is a bit of a Snowden-a-thon.
I was so excited we'd finish.
This is a bit of a Snowden-a-thon, this last race, which is interesting given the way they've been travelling. And Maximus is the firmer in the race. Gee, Renewal being posted favourite off 3 horrid runs. 3 runs last preparation that look very, very weird. Does it fit in there? I didn't think it fitted in there. Is it because it's down 6.5?
I think that first up run last preparation had a lot more merit in it because it was in the worst part of the track.
Yeah, but why does it repeat the first up run from last time when it did 2 yucky things after that?
Yeah, look, it's one of the ones I'm interested in. Miss Q, it was a nice return, but she doesn't seem to be able to put a couple of runs together, which worries me.
It's only second start for Chris Lees.
True. Maximus was sort of in there. Spanish Dreams, a roughie. This is a pretty open race.
It is a messy race, Clayton. Have you got any insight here?
I still like the one you were potting there, Renewal, but I thought there was a roughie in the race. And, Piracy, I don't understand G. Buckley being on it, but it's had a half a year off. And look,
is he racing? He's riding the first half of the card down to Goulburn?
Probably.
He'll sit up outside lead, I think.
I think it's a talented horse. I like the trial at Warwick Farm. And when you think that they took it to Scone to trial prior to that, maybe they didn't take it to Scone. Maybe it's had a nice spell up in the Hunter somewhere. Had a quiet trial there at Scone. Then a nice little look around at Warwick Farm. It's $15 Piracy. I think it's, even with G. Bucko on board, I think G. Bucko he's a good tradesman, G. Bucko.
Paul, what map have you got here? Because there isn't a lot of established speed in this race.
I've got Spanish Dream leading Piracy. Spin with the blinkers back on, I think, can race closer. Latin Boys sort of there. Alart, Miss Q, sort of midfield fence. Maximus. Yeah, it's. I don't think
it's a bit of a dog.
I don't think it's a fast run race.
You'll need 6 runners in your quaddie, or you'll pick 6, which there is a jackpot. Bet with a tab. They're the place to bet.
That's the top-up show for yet another Winx Day out here at Randwick. It's
pray for us.
Pray for us. Pray for us. Don't forget to climb on board there. Racing Rant, we do. We'll be back on board with the full service this week. 3 shows for members, plus full sets for all Sydney Metropolitan meetings and the all-important Mounting Yard Mail. And on the Racing Rant site, you can always download the Ratings to Win info package. And I'm a Ratings to Win convert. Like, I just can't do without it. Many people can't breathe without.
And all the big playing pros in Sydney can't breathe without Ratings to Win. So
yeah, I'm told there's more good things coming. It just never ends. So
popcorn.
Go to Racing Rant and get a subscription with us. The first 2 weeks are free. And while you're there, download that info pack of Ratings to Win. You'll be mind boggled. See you next week.
Cheers.
See you Monday
Thank you.
night.